Urgent news for PIP claimants. While thousands face losing their benefits in Labour's controversial welfare shake-up, one group of 32,600 vulnerable people will be completely protected. Are you or a loved one in this exempt category? The government is about to implement the biggest changes to disability benefits in years, slashing personal independence payments for many. But if you have this specific condition, your payments are safe. I've got the exclusive details that mainstream media isn't covering properly. This could be the difference between keeping or losing up to £9,747 per year in essential support. Before I reveal exactly who's protected and how to ensure you don't lose a penny, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell right now. The news about Labour's PIP reforms has created anxiety and uncertainty for millions of claimants. I know, because my inbox has been flooded with your messages asking what these changes mean for you and your families. Today, I'm cutting through the confusion with crystal clear information about the one group that's completely protected from these controversial cuts. Have you been lying awake at night, worried about losing your PIP payments? You're not alone. The stress these reforms are causing is real, and it's impacting people's mental health across the country. But what if I told you that for some of you, these worries could be completely unnecessary? Let's get into exactly what's changing with PIP, starting November 2026. Yes, that's just 18 months away. The Department for Work and Pensions is implementing a dramatic tightening of eligibility rules. Under the new system, claimants will need to score at least 1/4 in the Daily Living Activities Assessment to qualify for the daily living component. But what does a score of 4 actually mean in real terms? It means having severe difficulty with at least one everyday activity, and many people with significant but less severe difficulties could lose out entirely. Imagine waking up one morning to find that the support you've relied on for years has simply vanished. For many, this isn't just about money, it's about dignity, independence, and quality of life. But here's where a ray of hope breaks through the clouds. In a parliamentary question from Danny Kruger, Conservative MP for East Wiltshire, we've learned something crucial that mainstream news outlets are barely covering. The question was simple but vital. Will people with terminal illnesses be affected by the new PIP eligibility threshold? And the answer from Sir Stephen Timms, Minister of State for Social Security and Disability, was definitive and reassuring. Here's the bombshell: if you're claiming PIP under the special rules for end of life, you are completely exempt from these reforms. That's right. All 32,631 people currently receiving PIP under these special rules will continue to automatically receive the enhanced rate of the daily living component. No assessments, no scoring thresholds, no cuts to your payments. But wait, who exactly qualifies for these special rules? This is where you need to pay very close attention. According to official DWP guidance, you're eligible if your doctor or medical professional has stated that you might have 12 months or less to live, and you're aged 16 or over. You must also be under state pension age if you haven't received PIP before. Now, I need to address something incredibly important and often misunderstood. Some of you watching may have a terminal diagnosis but haven't discussed specific timeframes with your doctor. Perhaps it's too difficult to talk about, or perhaps your condition has an uncertain prognosis. Here's what you need to know. Even if your medical professional hasn't explicitly discussed your life expectancy with you, you can still ask them to support your claim under these special rules. This single conversation with your healthcare provider could be the difference between receiving full benefits or losing out. Let me break down exactly what you'll receive under these special rules, because the financial difference is substantial. You'll automatically get the higher daily living component of £110.40 per week. That's £5,740.80 per year, without any assessment. The mobility component depends on your specific needs, with rates of either £29.20 or £77.05 per week. Combined, that could be up to £9,747 annually, support that's now guaranteed to continue regardless of the wider reforms. I've been speaking with Sarah, name changed for privacy, who recently helped her father apply for PIP under these special rules after his cancer diagnosis. The process was actually straightforward, she told me. Once we had the DS 1500 form from his oncologist, the claim was processed within 10 days, and Dad didn't need to attend any assessments. It's such a relief to know his benefits are secure despite all these changes we're hearing about. But what if you're already receiving PIP under standard rules and have recently received a terminal diagnosis? This is where things get interesting, and potentially life-changing. You can ask for your claim to be switched to the special rules at any point. All you need is medical confirmation of your condition, and you could move from standard to enhanced payments while simultaneously protecting yourself from the upcoming eligibility changes. Now let's talk about the practical steps. How exactly do you apply under these special rules? First, contact the PIP Claims Helpline on 0800 917 2222, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and tell them you're claiming under the special rules for end of life. They'll fast-track your application and send a DS 1500 form for your doctor or nurse to complete. Unlike standard PIP claims that can take months to process, special rules applications are typically completed within 2 weeks. I cannot stress enough how much faster and simpler this process is compared to standard claims. But what about everyone else? What if you don't qualify under these special rules? I won't sugarcoat it, the situation is concerning. The government estimates that 440,000 people could lose their PIP daily living component entirely under these reforms. That's nearly 500,000 vulnerable people facing a financial cliff edge. The big question everyone's asking is, why is Labour making these cuts after criticising conservative benefit policies for years? Let me give you some context that helps explain what's happening. The cost of PIP has risen dramatically in recent years, from £16.2 billion in 2019-20 to a projected £35 billion by 2030. That's more than double in just over a decade. The government claims these reforms are necessary to ensure the long-term sustainability of the benefit system, but at what human cost? I've been speaking with disability rights campaigners who are furious about these changes. Maria from Disability Rights UK told me, these reforms fundamentally misunderstand the reality of living with disability and chronic illness. Many people with significant needs who scored 2s and 3s across multiple categories will lose vital support, even though their combined difficulties create substantial barriers to independent living. Here's something that really makes me question the government's approach. Did you know that according to the DWP's own data, 76% of PIP appeals are successful? That suggests the system is already failing to correctly assess people's needs. How can we trust that these new, stricter criteria will be applied fairly? Let's talk solutions. If you're worried about losing your PIP under these reforms, what can you do now to prepare? First, request a copy of your most recent PIP assessment to understand your current scoring. Second, start keeping a detailed diary of how your condition affects daily activities. This could be crucial evidence in future assessments or appeals. Third, consider getting support from welfare rights advisors who can help you navigate the changing system. Many of you have been asking about specific conditions and how they'll be affected. While the full details of the new assessment criteria haven't been published yet, we know that mental health conditions are likely to be disproportionately impacted, as are fluctuating conditions like MECFS, fibromyalgia, and MIS. The requirement for a single score of 4, rather than multiple lower scores, fundamentally changes how disability is defined within the benefit system. But here's a glimmer of hope. The reforms aren't due to take effect until November 2026, and there's growing opposition across the political spectrum. Just last week, 30 Labour MPs signed a letter urging the government to reconsider these changes. Public consultation is expected later this year, and your voices could make a difference in shaping the final policy. I want to address something many of you have been asking in the comments of my previous videos. Will these changes affect existing claimants or just new applicants? The answer is both. When your regular PIP review comes up after November 2026, you'll be assessed under the new criteria. That means even if you've been receiving PIP for years, your entitlement could change at your next review. Let me share a rather shocking statistic with you. Did you know that according to recent figures, the average PIP award for someone not under special rules is worth about £7,400 per year? That's money that helps people pay for essential care, transportation, specialized equipment, and higher living costs associated with disability. For many, losing this support won't just impact their finances, it could fundamentally alter their ability to participate in society. I've created a comprehensive guide to these PIP changes which you can download for free from the link in the description. It includes a step-by-step walkthrough of what to expect and how to prepare, whether you're currently receiving PIP or planning to apply in the future. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you or someone you care for affected by these changes? Have you experienced claiming under the special rules for terminal illness? Your stories help others understand these complex issues, so drop a comment below and share your experiences. Before I wrap up today's video, I want to make something absolutely clear. Information is power. Understanding these complex benefit changes could be the difference between financial security and crisis for thousands of families across the UK. The exemption for terminally ill claimants is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a crucial one that could protect 32,600 of our most vulnerable citizens. If this video has helped you understand the PIP exemptions better, please give it a thumbs up so more people can find this information, and share it widely. You never know who in your network might desperately need this knowledge. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, knowledge is your strongest weapon in protecting your rights and entitlements. I'll be back next week with a deep dive into the proposed changes to universal credit, another reform that could affect millions. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. We're all in this together.